What if more Pokemon evolved like Carablast and Shelmet? Hi, I'm Jake and I'm enjoying Pokemon since I was 7 years old. Today's video is a collab with CJ Creates and French Teapot. CJ actually came up with this idea to make 2 Pokemon each. One ready to give something away and one ready to receive a trade. So we're going to randomise it, trade between the 3 of us and see what our Pokemon evolve into. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and make sure that you check out CJ and French's channels as well. So let's get into it, starting off with CJ.
In making trade evolutions for Pokemon, I wanted to make something that really fit the bill for a Pokemon that could give a part of itself away to another. What I like about Excelgor and Escavalier is it really feels like they trade a part of themselves. And so I wanted to make sure I had something that you could really play with that had a lot of options but still felt unique to my Pokemon and could transfer to another. For me, that meant moss. Now, why moss? I couldn't tell you. It's kind of just what I decided on. The idea that you could really put moss on anything and make it interesting, or at least slightly different than what it was before. And what does moss grow on? A rolling stone. No, that's wrong. I think moss doesn't grow on a rolling stone, which means we're going to need a walking stone. Now, I like obscene amounts of lore for my Pokemon, and I'll try and avoid dropping all of it on you here, but I wanted to make essentially like a little stone guy covered in moss with some mystique to him. I decided to go for this kind of eye that's a cutout into the inside of the stone. Like there's something more internally going on there so that you really don't know quite what's happening with this Pokemon, and instead we're focused on what we can see. So we have the eye, the black void inside, and the moss growing on its body as it shuffles around the forest. In my mind, this is a Pokemon that has a secret, and that secret is a whole lot of energy. I like to think that it uses the moss on its body to constantly absorb and release that energy. It'll sit in rivers or generally damp areas to soak in water in that moss, which over time, the heat from its body will kind of evaporate out of the moss, if that makes any sense.
So here's my first Pokemon. This is the one that will trade away one of its qualities. This is Mossel, the Mossy Stone Pokemon. It's essentially like a little rock gremlin held together by the moss that grows on its body.
Oh, it's so cute.
It
But
is
like
cute,
kind of,
yeah.
yeah, like very robotic as well.
Yeah, I was kind of going for, have you guys ever seen like Castle in the Sky? Like the Studio Ghibli movie?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love the robots in that film, and so I was going for a little bit of that energy.
I can see how it could be like animated with the kind of janky, stony kind of walk, like kind of like a crab.
It reminds me of an egg as well. Like whatever
Yeah.
that eye is inside is ready to come out.
Mm.
I think you guys have nailed the
Yeah.
personality 100%.
Now it's time to make a Pokemon that can take something during a trade evolution, and I do mean take pretty literally. In fact, I want to make a Pokemon that steals. Unlike Excelgor and Escavalier, where it's kind of this mutual trade-off, I want this Pokemon to be a thief. I want it to steal what it has to in order to evolve. And what's the ultimate thief? I actually don't know, but I'm going with Raccoon. To me, they're more like a pillager, I guess, in real life. For those of you unfamiliar, they raid garbage cans, they'll go inside your house, they'll live in your attic. They are crafty and will do whatever they want. They even kind of have thumbs, which is pretty unique and cool for what they are. But more specifically, I want to make a thieving raccoon, something that's going in and taking valuable items. We do kind of already have this in the stealing foxes from Galar with Nickit, but I want to expand on this a little bit and do it in my own American way. So we're creating a thieving raccoon. And how are we going to do this? A big bushy tail that can fit a lot of stuff in it. I like to think that when nothing is inside of this Pokemon's tail, it's thin and it looks like a standard raccoon's tail, but over time, as it opens up the end and puts things inside that it's stolen, it turns into this big knapsack looking thing. It also has fur that matches a mask, like raccoons normally do, but instead it extends all the way to the back of its head, where it has a little tuft, so it looks like it's been tied.
Oh,
It is.
Ooh.
So this is Tamascoon, is what I'm calling it. A little bandit raccoon where its tail is actually like a sack, so it'll just shove stuff in its tail.
that's so clever.
Yeah, another cute one.
Well, I figured I gotta start cute. That way they can, turn into something cool,
Yeah.
Just noticed its like category, the sticky paws Pokemon.
Is that a phrase across the pond, like sticky fingers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sticky fingers are universal.
I wasn't sure. Look, for as much as my daughter watches Peppa Pig, I don't know all of the phraseology. Okay.
No, he's really cute.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, who's next? You can rock, paper, scissors if you want.
Hiya! So my first design is based on the sticky weed that I don't know if other people did the same, but when I was a child in school, we'd try to stick as much of it to someone's back without them noticing as a kind of prank. They also have these little seeds which have these tiny like barbed hooks on them. So I remember when it happened to me, taking ages to painstakingly pluck these annoying little balls off my jumper. I think we used to call this plant sticky back, but it has multiple names. So like catchweed, cleaver, or goosegrass. But I don't ever remember calling it that. Anyway, it's all over the place, so I got really inspired to create this Pokemon, since I thought those barbed seeds could be a cool quality to pass on to its trade buddy. It's pretty simple. I wanted it to look kind of cute, but angry at the same time, and I actually really like how he turned out.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh! I love its face.
Yeah.
So, this is stickied, like sticky weed. So it's based on that plant, that like has the little sticky balls on it that like attach to your clothes or whatever and like stick up to you. I don't know if it's as common in America, I'm not sure, but like it's a very common weed here.
I very, very, very nearly did sticky weed as well, French.
Really?
No way.
Luckily, I haven't. But yeah, I've got fond memories of like playing out as a kid, and we used to like pull it and stick it on each other's backs without people realizing.
What did you call it? Because like I was trying to find the name, and I was like, I think when we were little, we called it sticky back.
We called it sticky weed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the process of looking up what sticky weed is because I want to. Oh, it's like exactly like this. Okay, that's crazy.
Without eyes, obviously, I would hope.
Well, you never know, but I think that's part of what makes him so endearing with his massive forehead and tiny eyes. He's just like, he's cute in the grumpiest way possible. I'm a really big fan of just like his general demeanor.
My second design is literally inspired by a puddle. It's been raining a lot. My first thought was to make it look like the little splash that water makes when a drop falls into it, but that might have been a little bit abstract, so instead I settled on just a water droplet who is falling into a puddle, but the puddle itself is actually part of the body, almost like a skirt of some kind. That in itself ended up just being a bit short of looking kind of interesting, so I added some movement into the skirt by swirling it around the Pokemon. I don't really know the best way to describe this puddle vortex because it is still a physical part of the Pokemon, but it looks like a dress or something. I don't know. Hopefully the actual design is making more sense than I am. The idea is basically that this Pokemon, since it's to take on an attribute, it needed to be fluid and versatile, and water can take any form, so it became a shape-shifting Pokemon.
Whoa!
So this is Vortex. It's literally just because I was like, oh, water can literally take on anything that it wants to. So it's very malleable as a kind of element. So as the Pokemon that like receives something, it could like, there's a lot that could happen to it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I think that's perfect.
I get it.
It's also adorable, which
It's
helps.
so cute. Lots
And
of
like
cute
your-
designs.
Your
Yeah,
rendering of water in motion is so good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with how it came out anyway.
If you weren't happy with it, we would have to like reprimand you to gain some confidence because it's incredible.
Cool. So that's my 2 anyway.
Jake, that means spotlight's on you.
Yeah, no pressure.
And best for last, I'm told. That's the rule.
I'm not sure.
As soon as we got the prompt for a Pokemon that can give away a part of its body, I knew immediately that I wanted to do a little gecko. I mean, it's probably the only animal that I know off the top of my head can give away a part of its body, and survive. While I was doodling, I was trying to keep in mind how other Pokemon could use its tail, and the key image I had in my head was a Pikachu surfing on its tail. The other key visual I had was using it like a sword, and I decided to use that in the key art because it's probably the most easiest way to represent the idea. I wasn't as inspired with the colour palette, so I just pulled directly from my inspiration picture. Introducing Detachalante.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow. Cool.
This is Detachalante. So he's the
Whoa.
vigilante Pokemon.
Oh, and he
Oh,
did
that's
touch his
cool.
tail. Oh, that's so clever.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So its
really like
whole
that.
basis is those lizards that can like detach their tails as a defense mechanism, but
Yeah.
this guy can use it as a sword.
Yeah, that's really clever.
I think that's awesome. And like I like his personality. Like he seems very happy to give away his tail.
Yeah.
That's very clever. I like that.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
I found the second prompt of making a Pokemon who is a blank canvas and ready to receive something from another Pokemon much harder than the first. I decided to go with a bit of an apprentice Pokemon that's ready to receive skills and knowledge from other wiser Pokemon. The issue I had now was representing that in a design, so I went with this kangaroo look to give it the pouch and also the starter colours to reference, well, starter Pokemon, because they're the start of a journey and they develop and grow with you. The story kind of reminded me of Mew, so I gave it Mew characteristics with that cat-like face. Is Mew a cat? I don't really know. As in, it can learn any move, learn any skill. That's the vibe I was going for. It's an odd design, but hopefully someone can make something better from it.
So this is good. I'm glad it's cute. This is Mewby, the apprentice Pokemon.
Oh.
So this is my receiving Pokemon, and I
Mhm.
thought whatever it receives, whether that's knowledge or an item, it will become a master of that.
Yeah, he's like the Bob the Builder of Pokemon.
Yeah.
I like his. I mean, you both of them have like a little bit of attitude to him, but his is more like excited, just like yippee! I'm here to learn whatever I want to.
Kind of like a little toddler who's just like, I want to like absorb everything.
Yeah, that's it. He wants to take in the world, and the other's ready to give away his tail.
I like it. That's awesome.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
We can do a quick coin flip to see who's gonna get whose Pokemon. Because once we have one in place, the rest will just kind of follow naturally. Jake, heads, you receive my Pokemon that gives away stuff. Tails, you receive French's Pokemon that gives away stuff. Okay.
We'll go heads.
It was Tails. So I guess that just means you're going to get French's.
My task is to evolve French's Vortex using the moss from Mossel, which is cool, because I get to use my own concepts to make something new. The issue I have is that French Teapot made something that's too cute. That's not fair. That means I also have to make something cute, and if we're going to be honest, it's not my forte. I'm going to try, though. We're going to give it a whirl. And what's the cutest thing you can think of that spins? Off the top of your head? Maybe a ballerina? Maybe a music box? And that's kind of what I settled on, is I really like this idea of keeping Vortex's rotational motion, keeping that whirlpool intact, but adding moss and plant life to it. Now, technically, kind of like the Rolling Stone, a whirlpool's not going to have any plant life in it, and not for very long if there is any, but we're going to make an exception. To me, the moss should evolve alongside Vortex. And so we're going to expand it to more of kind of a swampy plant vibe and turn it into some lily pads. And what I want to do is create a giant lily pad tutu and some other little accoutrement. That's French, just for you, French teapot. Don't know what it means, hope that works there. But we're going to make a beautiful spinning ballerina with giant whirlpool hands that spin with it. And hopefully it does Vortex justice, though that's going to be hard. Again, Vortex is incredibly cute.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I
Pretty.
tried to make some like cool swamp monster because I like swamp monsters, but Vortex was so cute and like beautifully drawn that I felt bad turning into something scary. And I figured it's better to just keep the spinning element of it and make it into like a ballerina instead.
Yeah, I love the arms. There's like so much movement in them.
It was
I think
fun
it really
for-
works. It's really
Yeah.
cute too.
Thanks.
Cool, I love it. I really love how it turned out.
Thank you.
Now I have to create an evolution for Jake's Detachulante, which credit for the hardest name to say for a Pokemon. It's a really good name, but my mouth, for whatever reason, really struggles to say Detachulante without really enunciating. Either way, I have to turn this awesome superhero Pokemon into something that's been robbed, something that's had its tail stolen and maybe its perspective changed. I think a lot about maybe some of the darker superheroes that we have out there, and I am absolutely loving Absolute Batman right now. He's a much darker take on the character, and he just looks scarier. He's like scary Batman, but not all the way. He's not evil or anything. Anyways, what I want to create is a little bit more of an anti-hero Detachulante, something that maybe has had its outlook on the world, its optimism dimmed, and now it seeks to enact its own form of justice in order to recoup what things have had taken from them. So it's still a good guy, but its methods might be a little bit more drastic. To really sell this concept, we're going with spikes. We're going much spikier. In fact, Detachulante, it does have a couple little spikes here and there, but I'm going to accentuate them all the way to the 9s. We're going to go as high as we can, as big as we can, and we're adding some shed skin increases, right? We're going to add this huge cape. We're going to add some knuckle wrappings of its own shed skin, and we're also going to have knuckle spikes. Again, this is a very aggressive Pokemon.
Oh, wow.
This is Persecution. It interacts with Tomaskun, who takes Detachulante's tail away from it. And without its tail, maybe like it gets a darker outlook on the world. Like not everyone's necessarily worth saving or helping. Do you guys know what Absolute Batman looks like?
I think so.
It's
Is he very like
basically-
armored?
Yeah, it's like a very heavily armored, scary version of Batman. Yeah.
Is the shiny a reference to Batman, so?
I think so. I just was going off of Jake's description of his shiny and trying to keep it in line.
I think it works.
The names are brilliant as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it works really well. Persecution, and it's fun to say.
It is kind of fun to say.
It's easier to say than Detachulante.
Well, honestly, and don't take this the wrong way, Jake, a lot of things are easier to say than Detachulante.
So I got Mossel from CJ to evolve, and since the moss has been taken away, all I was essentially left with was a stone with an eye. After a bit of thinking, I came to an idea of that since its initial method of camouflage was removed, what would it do then? And the concept I came up with was the evolution's body looking like stacked stones, referencing cairns. They usually show up as hiking landmarks or to mark small graves, so I thought it could use its own physiology to hide in plain sight. The centaur aspect was also kind of accidental. I designed the legs just as an extension of Mossel's original form, so I just basically added more length to the body, which is when I then realised that proportionately it actually kind of had this centaur-like figure. And then the name came easily after that. You obviously remember Mossel?
Yes.
Okay.
How could we forget?
Yeah, exactly. Very cute. So I removed his moss and then turned him into Cairn Tor.
Ooh.
So he's just a bigger pile of rocks now, but I thought for him it would be kind of funny since he would move around. People would get really confused as they're wandering around or on their hikes because they'll keep seeing the same Cairn Tor moving around and being like, oh, we were just here, or we weren't just here, or whatever.
No, I think it's awesome. And I think, like, what a unique body shape. Like, I don't think any Pokemon really looks like this. And so the fact that you've created a Pokemon that maybe accidentally or intentionally gets hikers lost by just wandering around on its own, being its own weird shaped little guy, I love it. It's awesome.
I really love the colours, French. It looks great.
Thanks.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
As soon as I saw Jake's Pokemon Mewbee, I said to myself that if I happened to get it paired with Stickied, I'd be ecstatic because I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it if I was lucky to get that swap. And I did, so I was a happy chappy. My idea was that Mewbee would evolve into this kind of mechanic/blacksmith Pokemon, and incorporating Sticky's barbs into the design worked by turning them into a kind of mace-like tail extension. I imagined that the barbs or spikes would be retractable, and then this Pokemon could use its tail as a hammer to create weapons or temper metal. It was more so a case of how to actually give that design form. So because Mewby had Joey qualities and that pocket, it would have to evolve into a proper kangaroo. I thought it would be fun if I moved the ears over and added a crest to the head so that it looked like a bandana to really give the impression that it's ready to get to work. The face ended up a little bit goofy, but in a way that I think looks alright. I guess it kind of has a little Dragonite-ish quality, so maybe that's good, maybe that's bad, but I like it. Okay, so now we have Mewby. He gained the maces from like Stickied, so he evolved into Clangaroo, who is the black.
Oh, I love it. This is exactly what I pictured in my head.
The whole thing with Mewby was that it kind of absorbed information, wasn't it? That it just kind of was able to take on information and like apply it or something as the apprentice.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking like it would be interesting then if it was able to fully like incorporate the elements into its own body, and then it can use it to help itself create new things.
It looks really like an actual Gen 1 Pokemon.
Right. Yeah, like a kind of a Dragonite alternative or something.
Yeah. Especially the eyes, maybe. It's great.
So up to Jake now.
So facts to follow.
That's why we put you last, just to put the added pressure on.
So I traded my Mewby with French's stickweed. So stickweed is going to give away its spiked barbs, which means it's just kind of left as this sticky plant. So that's what I made. I just played around with different body shapes, but in the end, I quite like this ogre-y, mandrakey kind of look. Like it was almost angry that it's lost its spiked barb. I started thinking about what other personality traits could I give it, and I thought if it's lost its most precious item, its spiked balls, then maybe it would just seek to gain some other items to try and replace it, using that sticky nature that it's got. I thought maybe it could be a kleptomaniac, that any item that it comes across, it sticks to its body using that sticky mucus. Maybe it could have the ability pick up or sticky hold. In the end though, it kind of just looks like the Grinch. Anyway, introducing Kleptoweed, the hoarder Pokemon.
Wow!
Whoa.
This would be Kleptoweed.
Oh my god, that's so cool. Yeah, he's like a little gremlin.
Yeah.
It like reminds me a bit of like, do you remember Salad Fingers?
Yeah. That's a blast from the past.
I know.
Currently Googling salad fingers. Give me just a minute. Dang, I gotta educate myself, guys. That's creepy though. I want to reiterate that his elf shoes are hilarious.
Yeah. I love the little ball.
So they're meant to be like it's beads of sticky dew.
It's really good. I love him.
Cool. Thank you.
So I traded my Detachalante with CJ's Tamascoon, and I was secretly hoping that these two would trade because the idea of this giant raccoon holding a draconic tail knife sounds pretty cool to me. Detachalante's whole deal is that it gives away its tail to help people. So if it's giving away its tail to a thief, it needs to become a good thief, if that's a thing. So I went with the whole Robin Hood vibe, as in stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. That's why it's stolen an amulet coin. I really like this look I've given it, looking over its shoulder and that cheeky grin. It just looks very mischievous, but also quite powerful. I decided to name this mon Robo Ryu, as in robber and the Japanese word for dragon, because it gains a dragon's tail. And also, it kind of sounds like robbing you.
Whoa.
So this would be Robber Ryu, and I was thinking it would gain not only Detachalante's dragon type, but also a bit of its do-gooding nature, and it would kind of like rob from the rich and give to the poor. That's the vibe I was trying to go for.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind of like a Robin Hood almost.
Yeah.
Dang,
Yeah,
it's so cool. It's like Tamascoon mixed with the hyenas from Lion King.
Oh yeah.
Like holding the tail of Detachalante, and I think it's so sick. Also, I am, just as a personal statement, thank you both for doing this. I'm incredibly jealous of your art styles. And these
thanks
are
for
all
inviting me.
incredible.
So there we go. I think that everyone's happy with their new traded evolutions, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the video too. Don't forget to check out CJ and French's channels, and I'll see you next time. Bye!